come we didn't see that before?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest horror movie moments you didn't see right away.
Where were you, child? Thought I saw Blair.
The more time you spend in that body, the more human you become.
Admit it, you are gonna miss me a little bit, right?
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah, all right.
For this list, we'll be looking at moments from horror movies that are easy to miss, but once you notice, make these movies even more terrifying. In some cases, we will be talking about twists and endings, so spoilers ahead. Did any of these moments keep you up at night? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 10, name dropping, The Conjuring 2. The second entry in this series about real-life ghost hunters Ed and Lorraine Warren is filled with both the bombastic, blood-pumping scares one would expect from director James Wan, as well as some understated moments. Lorraine! In this installment, the Warrens face off against the demon Valak, whose name is revealed late in the movie. Valak's name, however, appears throughout the film, popping up all around the Warrens and the family that they're helping. The most chilling example of this is when Valak's name appears on the Warren family's bookshelf, spelled out in ornamental letters. Hidden in plain sight like this from both the characters and the audience, it's as though the film, like the house, is permeated with Valak's presence. Number 9, Big St. Bernard, Pet Sematary. Stephen King's works often make reference to characters and ideas from other of the author's books.
Good, Joe. What are you growling at?
Their film adaptations similarly like to add Easter eggs paying homage to the author's extensive canon.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
In the 2019 adaptation of Pet Sematary, during a scene at a birthday party, one of the characters can be heard in the background telling a story about a big St. Bernard with rabies.
A big St. Bernard never cute. He had rabies.
This is a reference to the King novel Cujo about, you guessed it, a big dog that gets rabies and attacks everyone it encounters. King has confirmed that a number of his stories take place in the same universe, and it's always eerie imagining the horrific events of one story happening just a few towns over from another. Number 8, grammar lesson, Goodnight Mommy. If you didn't have the stomach to make it through this underrated Austrian chiller, we don't blame you.
Bin ich ein Mensch? Nein. Bin ich ein Ding? Ja.
Goodnight Mommy is one of those horror movies that pulls no punches with its violence.
Sowas ist gefährlich. Lügnerin. Das geht nicht, ist nicht anders. Gib zu, dass das eine Lüge ist.
However, unlike other movies that lean heavily into shock and gore, Goodnight Mommy is also quite subtle with its storytelling, making the twist ending, that one of the main characters is a figment of his twin brother's imagination, incredibly effective.
Nicht schuld, dass der Lukas gestorben ist. Du bist nicht schuld am Unfall.
There are hints sprinkled throughout the movie, however, like how the twins' mother only uses the singular German word for you when referring to the twins.
Essen hast du auch mit mir gemacht. Du weißt warum.
Viewers who don't speak German wouldn't pick up on this, understandably, but rewatching the film with hints like this in mind make it even creepier than the first viewing. Number 7, Uninvited Guests, Hereditary.
Mom, what are you doing?
Midsommar director Ari Aster's first feature, Hereditary, is filled to the brim with horrifically memorable moments, many of which are so over the top that it's easy to forget and even miss some of the more low-key scares.
Annie, I need to call the police.
At the climax of the film, there's an establishing shot of the main character's house as day suddenly changes to night. The nighttime shot is dark and obscured, but if you narrow your eyes, you can see dozens of naked figures standing around the house. Likely a group of cult members who have been harassing the main family throughout the film, these figures aren't exactly hidden, but they're easy to miss upon first glance, and once you do notice, it's utterly skin-crawling. Number 6, Drive-By, Halloween. Michael Myers is probably the most inconspicuous of all the great slasher villains, with his wraith-like subtlety being what makes him truly frightening. Throughout this entry in the series, there are a number of scenes in which Myers is lingering in the background of a shot, and the film draws no attention to him.
Sheriff. Pardon me, I'm Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis.
Probably the eeriest example of this is when Dr. Loomis and the sheriff are talking outside of a storefront. It's easy not to notice since the focus is on their conversation, but in the background you can see Myers sitting in a car watching them before driving right past Loomis. Once you notice this, you'll find yourself scanning each subsequent shot to see if Myers is lurking somewhere you hadn't noticed before. Number 5, Real Boy, Child's Play.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho!
Despite the more absurdist tone that the Child's Play series would adopt with later installments, there's no denying that the original is an honest-to-goodness scary movie. Serial killer Charles Lee Ray's soul is stuck inside a Chucky doll, which is gradually becoming more human, and Ray wants to transfer his soul to a better vessel.
The more time you spend in that body, the more human you become.
As the film progresses, the Chucky doll slowly begins to resemble a human more and more, with hair that begins to recede and turn darker, eyes that look far more like a person's, and skin that seems more organic.
Varencella Santaria. Oh, Yashango.
The crew actually built multiple dolls in order to achieve this subtle effect, and in terms of creepiness, they deserve an A+.
We're friends to the end, remember?
This is the end, friend.
Number 4, John's Sketchbook, Saw. The Saw franchise has never been known for its subtlety.
So you're going to watch yourself die today, Adam? Or do something about it?
However, there's one clever Easter egg in the first installment that causes shudders in those who catch it. Before the reveal that John Kramer is Jigsaw, we see a flashback where he's sitting in a hospital bed while Dr. Gordon talks to a number of doctors about his condition.
Patient had... His name is John. Dr. Gordon. He's a very interesting person.
Because the scene is mostly about Gordon, and there's no reason to suspect Kramer at this point, you might not notice Kramer's sketchbook laying open right in front of him. In the sketchbook, you can see drawings of one of his jigsaw traps, and also scribblings of X's, which no doubt reference the X marks the spot clue from Gordon's trap.
How come we didn't see that before?
Number 3, Family Photo, Poltergeist. Though it's sometimes easy for all of the thought and effort that goes into set design to go unnoticed by audiences, moments like this one from Poltergeist remind us that going the extra mile is always worth it. The night before the Freeling family are set to move out of their extremely haunted house, they're visited one last time by their spectral tormentors. While the mother of the family, Diane, is being attacked in her bedroom, pay close attention to the photos on her dresser. Before the ghost assault, the photos are of her family, but once the haunting starts, one of the photos changes to an image of a horrifying demon. As if this scene wasn't traumatizing enough with that freaky clown doll. Number 2, UFO, Unidentified Falling Object, Cloverfield.
So I started thinking about Lost and the stuff that we do, and I realized, oh my God, like mystery boxes are everywhere in what I do.
J.J. Abrams has talked about so-called mystery boxes, which might apply to questions posed by his stories that are never meant to be answered. In the Abrams-produced found footage monster movie Cloverfield, what exactly the invading monsters are and where they come from is never explicitly revealed. However, during a video camera flashback at the end of Cloverfield, while two of the characters are filming themselves on a Ferris wheel, far off in the horizon, an object can be seen falling into the sea.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
Okay, yeah, all right, we're almost out of tape. We got like 3 seconds left.
It's likely that this object has something to do with the arrival of the Cloverfield monster, and while this moment clears up that the monster probably comes from space, that really only adds to the mystery of its origin. Well played, Abrams. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Off his medication, The Silence of the Lambs. Wine, fava beans, and liver are foods that, paired with certain medications, can be fatal.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
The James Wan-averse, Dead Silence, Insidious. In both films, the puppet from Wan's Saw series makes a cameo. Could all three be connected?
Why would I need an alibi? I'm sure your lawyer would want you to have one.
Hide and Seek, Insidious. Early on in the Ghost Boy scene, he could be seen hiding in the corner right in plain sight. Gas Station Massacre, Halloween. Before the carnage at the gas station, Michael Myers can be seen lurking in the background.
Where's the loo?
Excuse me?
Bathroom?
It's out that way, around the back.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Full of Hot Air, The Thing. Few films capture the feelings of suspense and paranoia better than John Carpenter's The Thing.
You see, when a man bleeds, it's just tissue.
By the end of the movie, we're left unsure if one of our two remaining characters, McReady and Childs, is actually the shape-shifting alien that they've been battling throughout.
Where were you, Childs? Thought I saw Blair.
However, as the two men sit outside the wreckage of their Antarctic base, slowly freezing to death, McReady's breath is clearly visible in the cold, while the breath of Childs, who seems suspiciously unbothered by the cold, is faint if present at all.
Won't last long, though.
Neither will we.
This, along with the fact that the whiskey bottle that McReady gives to Childs resembles the same bottle he filled with gasoline earlier in the film, has led many to believe that this scene confirms that Childs is in fact the alien.
If you're worried about me...
If we've got any surprises for each other, I don't think we're in much shape to do anything about it.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.